Hi, I am Nirmal, and today we discuss about the tax management. So now we first discuss about the role of taxes in modern economy. A tax is a financial change or levy imposed by a state or its financial equivalent upon a taxpayer, and the failure to pay such a levy is punishable by law. Taxes are imposed by a number of administrative divisions. Taxes are direct or indirect in nature and are required to be reimbursed in money or its labor equivalent. So, finance obtained through the impositions of taxations have been used by countries and their functions equivalent conventionally to carry out a number of functions. Some of these includes protection of property, expenditure or on war, economic infrastructure, the enforcement of law and public order, public works, subsidize social engineering, and the very operation of the government itself. So, benefits of goods and service taxes, that is GST. So, GST, goods and service taxes, is consumption tax that charge and buyers to pay for a wide range of the domestic and international products as well as goods and services. GST is a multi-stage tax on domestic consumptions levied on taxable supplies of goods and services. GST is imposed on every level of a product from raw materials all of the way to finished goods. However, consumers still need to pay income tax as GST. Income tax is totally different. It is a consumption tax charged on import terms, items, and also value added to goods and service provided by a business to the end users. Direct and indirect taxes. Taxes are classified as direct tax and indirect tax, but the meaning of those two type of taxes is not clear. For a long time, economists interpreted these two types of different wages. For instance, one group of economists considered taxes on production as direct taxes and those on consumption on indirect taxes. J.S. Mills distinguished these two types of taxes in terms of the ability to shift the taxes. Any person on whom the tax is imposed, if he himself pay the tax, it is called direct tax. And if he is able to shift the tax to somebody who ultimately pays it, then it is called indirect tax. So, principle of sound tax systems, according to Messrs. Hikes, a sound tax system should have the following characteristics. It should facilitate financings of public services. Tax should be levied according to the ability of the people and index of ability being income and family circumstances. And similarly placed persons should pay similar taxes to avoid any discriminations. From the discussion above, we may lay down the following four broad characteristics as the principles of a sound tax systems. So, equity in tax burden. The principle suggests that when the taxes are levied by ensure equality in tax burden in other words, through taxes the government can ensure that the tax burden is spread in such a way that persons who are placed in similar positions are made to bear the same burden of taxes. So, the dual income taxes, now we discuss about this. The dual income tax, DIT, is a combination of both comprehensive income tax systems and flat tax systems. It is not a plain comprehensive systems with a single progressive tax development or a flat tax with only a proportional taxes, but a combination of both. It attempts to tax the personal capital income at union low proportional tax while maintaining a higher progressive rate on the labor income. The taxation system was first introduced in Denmark. 1987, other northern countries as Finland, Norway or Sweden followed. Until today, the Norway system is seen as most experienced one and is seen as very respective for the consistency with which it was implemented. So, according to tax systems, we now discuss about the tax management, that is flat tax systems. An alternative to the global tax system or comprehensive tax system is the so-called flat tax systems. Here with a flat proportional taxations for all net income types, capital, labor and other income is installed. This taxation system does not consider the taxpayer's ability to pay taxes but set a flat level for all income types. Some East European countries, Russia and Slovakia, have installed these taxation systems. Russia replaced its progressive taxation systems with a single flat tax rate of 13%. Under a pure flat tax without deductions, companies would simply every period make a single payment to the government covering the flat taxable tax liabilities of their employees and the tax owed on their business income. So comprehensive income taxes, now we discuss about this. The comprehensive income taxes systems is also known by other synonyms as global income tax, unitary income tax or synthetic income tax is the most used taxation systems in Western European countries. It has got its name due to the fact that all income types are seen as a one and therefore are added together and taxed as one whole income. It was seen as the ideal tax systems in European because it is originally formed. It could align fully with the ability to the pay principle and to the both tracks of simplicity and the fairness. This method is composed as a system which added together all the taxpayers' income from labor, capital, rent and businesses in a single measures and taxes it with a single progressive tax. So now we discuss about the overview of tax regime in India. Direct taxes, individual income tax and corporate tax. The provisions relating to income tax are contained in the Income Tax Act 1961 and the Income Tax Rules 1962. The Income Tax Department is governed by the Central Board for Direct CBDT, which is a part of the Department of Revenue under the Ministry of Finance. In terms of the Income Tax Act 1961, a tax on income is levied on individuals, corporations and body of persons. Tax rates are prescribed by the government and the Financial Act, popularly known as budget, every year. The government of India has recently taken initiatives to reform and simplify the language and structure of the direct tax laws into a single legislations. The Direct Tax Code DTC, Goods and Service Taxes, GST in India. So, Goods and Service Taxes, GST as a part of the proposed tax reform that central around evolving and efficient consumption tax system in the country. Presently, there are parallel systems of indirect taxations of the central and state level. In the Union Budget for the year of 2006 and 2007, financial ministers proposed that India should move forward national level goods and service taxes that should be shared between the center and the state. He proposed to set April 2010 as the date for introducing the goods and service tax, GST. goods and service taxes is proposed to be an indirect tax levied on manufactured sales and consumptions of goods and services at a national level, concurrently by central and state governments. So, income tax assessment procedure. Now we discuss about this. Ascertaining total income is one major task of the procedure involved in levying tax on an assessee. The task of assessing that the income return, the determinations of the tax liability is called assessment. The term assessment has been used in the Income Tax Act, meaning differently context. In certain situations, it refers to computations of income, sometimes to the determinations of tax payable, and in some cases to the whole procedure laid down in the act of composing act liability on assessee. So, assessment of income relating to one financial year FY starts in the succeeding financial year, which is called assessment year. So, clubbing of income under income tax. As assessee may reduce his tax liabilities by transferring his assets by favor of a person who is related to him, as per section number 60, section 64, income belonging to some other person will be taxed in the hand of the assessee in certain situations. For the purpose of avoiding tax evasions, this is called clubbing of income. Transfer of income without the transfer of assets. Income arising to nay persons by virtue of any transfer of income without transferring the assets is deemed to be the income of the transferor and is taxable in his hands. So that's for the videos, my friends. My humble request is please subscribe my channel if you like my videos. Thanks again for your precious time for watching my videos. Thanks a lot.